Hi, Babul. Mr. Gregson here, going to give you some feedback on your penultimate drafts of your magazine pages. Um, this is a document which we're using at the moment, which really gets into detail and is the document we use to assess your coursework at the end of the day. The top two really are about what you've done with the camera, okay, and how you framed up your shot and whether there's a variety of shot types and different content, different people. Next one is about what you've done in Photoshop, your use of colors on the pages, the integration of links between the images and the words. I think this particularly has got to do with captions and headlines and things like that. Then the next section is magazine conventions, particularly language, what you've done with your language and how you've created a sense of place or person or event, particularly use of adjectives. That's always a key one. Does it look like a professional magazine? Your mise en scène, do they encode that genre, that sense of the genre? Then it's your layout and how the layout of the page draws the eye around different elements to it. And then finally, it's your fonts, text sizes, and do they reflect the genre and the feel of the article? I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to fill this out for you, but certainly I'll refer to it as we go. So let's have a look at your front page. We're looking at kind of the images to begin with. So you've got a kind of mid shot there of Mattia looking at us there. Then you've kind of got another mid shot getting towards a medium long shot of Mattia. You've got this quite small image of Noah. My feelings are a little bit, I know we're going to redesign this contents page, so I won't spend too much on it, but I'd make Noah more prominent. I might even dedicate the top half of the page to this, and then the bottom half to kind of contents. You know, you've got for huge fonts. Your instinct is right to go for a big number, a little headline, and then a kind of a caption for that story. I think you could change the fonts there. I think you're using this font a little bit kind of too much. It's all this kind of capital. Obviously, I can't see what font it is at the moment, but it looks as though you've used it throughout. I think you could go for a variety of fonts. You know, maybe you could change this little headline into something else, into a different font. Each page, really, you can have two fonts. Within those fonts, you can use different font families. So you can have the same font and then italicize it or make that font bold. But I think you should aim for a serif and a sans serif font on each page, certainly the contents page, because at the moment it doesn't have much variety. So we'll have a look at that in a moment. Again, you've got a nice range of images here. You've got, this is nice, shame about that. I'd be tempted to Photoshop that horrible lamp out. That's a nice frame within a frame. You've got a lovely ECU here. I mean, yes, your variety of shots is great, really, really good. What you've done in Photoshop is really good. I like how you've cut Mattia out and duplicated him and created this rough edge. And you've done it again, but like we said, we're going to change this page there. And I think you've done some nice color correction, especially in this one at the bottom here. Really good color correction there. So your Photoshop skills, absolutely cracking. Colors have been used consistently and well. We spoke about this before you left, that essentially I think you're using this blue-white colour scheme too much. I know you're using blue, white, yellow here and blue, white, pink here, but I think there needs to be variety. And like we've discussed, the contents page is where you'll get that variety. Integration of images. Yes, these captions, they're a bit big, those captions. And I don't think they have to naturally follow the photo. They can be within the photo, you know, or they could be kind of a little smaller there within that. I think this one you could leave without a caption. But I think, you know, or you could have one caption for all three photos, because effectively that's him on location at this place. All right. This would need a contents a caption as well, although I suppose maybe you're using this element of the page as a kind of a caption for this image. but have a think about it. Okay, see what you can come up with. Right. The story, obviously, I can't read. I haven't got enough of the story in. I haven't got anything of the story in there so far, so it's hard to tell about your language. But I think I've given you feedback on your Google Docs, so you've got some feedback there about the story and the language. Looks like a professional magazine. Yes, I think so. Mise en scène and the photos communicate genre. Sort of, yeah. I mean, his sunglasses are there. Pop magazine. To be honest, it feels a bit more indie, grungy to me, and less kind of poppy. So I'm not 100% sure that that's true. We'll have to have a discussion about that. I mean, your layout and page design, which are on now, are great. Remember, in here, you need a price and you need a date. Okay, please. Here. I mean, the date could be somewhere else up here. That could be down there. This is great. There's no headline. And this is a very small stand first. I might develop your stand first a bit. Also, I think your body copy in the story is wrong. You would never use all caps. Okay, you would use a serif font, something like Garamond or something like that, and you can have a font size between 9 and 12, I think. So certainly that body text you would need to reformat. I mean, you've got the photographs or photography by Babul Ali. That's great. I think you should have the story in there as well. Maybe it's a different person. Or maybe you should credit yourself twice. You did write the story. But yeah, I'd like a headline here. Get your pull quote popped in. Captions are too small. Possibly have a caption which encompasses all those and reformat this body text for the story. Your fonts I really like, although like I was saying earlier on, I think, certainly on the contents page, you're overusing this one here. So is this the same as this one, or is it something different? Again, I'd be inclined to go for a serif and a sans serif. The only exception, by the way, to the two fonts rule is the front page, where the masthead can be in its own font. But I think the masthead has to stand alone. So here you're using the masthead design, and you're using the same design for your main cover line. Just don't do that. Okay, the masthead has got to be different. Okay, this isn't a main cover line at the top; it's a plug, and you should be plugging something in the magazine. Okay, some exclusive or some freebie which is in the magazine. So I'd certainly look at your fonts on this front page. Contents page, again, I was saying before, you're overusing this font. You can go for two, a serif and a sans serif. And like I was talking about fonts here, you've just got one font on this whole page. And I think you can get away with two. But like I said, once you've changed your body text here, that should be okay. So quite a lot to do when you come back. And when you come back, I think you should be able to do that in a week. This is basically what everyone else has had. So you come back, you've got a week to finalise it and to submit it. With regard to your blog and the blog league and what's going on there, there's an advert. You need to find a second advert, please. Either it's for a digipack or a tour or something which is similar. Okay, so each magazine's going to have two ads, one for a product and one for a band. Full page ad, please, which you can just borrow and pop into your magazine, please, if that's okay. So if you could prep for that, that'd be great. Evaluation question 1 is out. I would like you to read it and have a go at it and come back to me with any problems which you're having. And I suspect you will have problems. Don't do too much on your Prezi before you've got a clear idea of where you're going, okay? Because it's quite a tough question. So the blog post is there. Can you read it, make some notes, and come back to me? Those evaluation questions are worth 5 marks each. Okay, so that's a big chance, like a quarter of your blog on that evaluation question. So you need to spend a few hours on it, and making sure you're ready is absolutely key. Anyway, Babul, I hope you're feeling a bit better and that you'll be back soon. I really hope you're back, preferably before half term, if not straight after. Otherwise, get well soon. And